Hi, my name is Jasmine. You see me right here. I wanted to take some time to celebrate my mom today by making this video of my sisters and my brothers and my aunts and uncles to celebrate my mom and give a few words on how she inspired us all. So here you go.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
So my name's Tanera. I'm Barbara's oldest daughter. And how I would describe my mom is being very charismatic, definitely original, and with an eclectic side, should I say. My favorite memory of her is when, there's so many, probably when I was little, and I would be up all night in one of her parties dancing to the whole Rick James album, and she just thought that was the funniest thing ever, so that is a good memory. My pet name that she gave me was Tut. If there was a particular lesson that I learned from my mother is forgiveness. People are not perfect. People are, you gotta learn how to live life and accept your faults and your pluses, and also learn to forgive people and to forgive yourself. And that's one thing that I definitely learned from my mother, from her experiences and my life experiences as well. So I think that was part of her character, is, being so outgoing and trying to be there for others and doing whatever just based on the fact of didn't matter what their lifestyle was, whether it be religious or on the streets. So I valued that a lot from her. And that goes into her character, her personality. It was always outgoing, it was always loving, it was always for the people. And, just her being her. She was lifelike. Life of the party. We would go somewhere and people standing on the wall with music playing, she'd be the first in the middle of the floor and I'd just follow right behind her. So, as far as her character and her personality, it was just that. There was this one particular time where she was marred in the bed, and it was during the pandemic, and we were all at her house. And then one day I told her to get up, you know what I'm saying? Get up, come outside, somebody got this order for you or whatever, you got to sign this thing off. And so she was pissed. She was like, I'm not getting up, you can sign it. And I was like, no, you really need to sign it. And so she must have went out there, she was hot. And they were like, Barbara Norris? She was like, yeah, that's me. And they were like, oh, we have something for you. And I turned to her and I was like, I bought you a stove. And the look on her face was pure. She went through like phases of like anger, then realization, and then like shock. And then when they opened up the box, she just cried and she hugged me. And I told her that her stove was trash, so I got her another one. And I think that was one of the, it was a good moment, and it was a good memory that I could finally be able to do something for my mom. So that was good for me. And how I intend to honor her memory is to finish culinary school. I am a hairstylist right now, but she loved the fact that I would be in her kitchen cooking all the time. So finishing that, I think that is something that would help me as far as honoring her memory. So, Mom, if I had one more thing to say to you, is that I love you, and I always will.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I am Barbara's second child, and I wanted to create this to talk about her children and our experiences that we've had with such an amazing woman. One thing I can say about my mom, she was the most beautiful person in the world to me. She had this amazing energy. I call it magic. I always felt like she was very whimsical and magical, and she had a heart that was pure gold. My mom was my best friend, and she was like my only real friend, I would say. You know, this is hard. I showed up at my mom's doorstep at 16, and we've embarked on this amazing journey together. And, you know, showing up at Walden House and, you know, saying like, hey, I want to live with you now. And she just figured it out. It was felt like me and her against the world, you know, at the time. And she just took care of me. I was leaving to achieve my goals and dreams that I wanted to achieve. She always gave me that confidence to be great and thrive, and I always felt like she lived vicariously through me because she always let me know that, you know, I had the strength to do anything that I wanted to do in life. She always let me know that she was proud of me, she loved me, and she was always here for me. She always had my back, and I always had hers. No one can tell me nothing about my mom, or else it would be a problem. And that type of support, you know, made me feel like she was my best friend. I know I went out of my way to let her know that she was loved too as well. Like, I would send her flowers to work, and I never missed a birthday. Even if I was across the country, I always made sure that, you know, she knew that I was thinking about her, even if I'm, you know, in the East Coast or the West Coast, wherever I was living at the time. I never allowed 3 days without us communicating and giving her updates on what's going on in life and the struggles. And with her giving me that confidence that I needed, I was able to do what I wanted to do. I was able to live free because she lived free. You know, she had this really carefree attitude about life that I admired, and no one could tell her anything. And I was just like, man, like, I want to be like that. I want to be like, F everybody, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You have a problem, there goes the door. And she just had that like lust for life. My mom was wild. She was beautiful. She was so beautiful to me. Probably like, I used to look at her and be like, oh, she's so pretty. And she just had this natural beauty about her. And, you know, I loved it. I loved looking at her. I was her personal lash artist every day for like 15 years. Every morning, I would have to put on her lashes before she would go to work at the Walden House. And I hated it, waking up at 6 in the morning to do her lashes, but you know, I did it. My mom was such a creative person. People don't really realize that. She kind of set the tone on, you know, where I'm at right now and how I got my gift of being on the creative side. Like, she was extremely creative. Like, she loved music, but people didn't realize that she had she was a glamazon, first of all, so I knew where I got it from. But she had this really cool sense of fashion. She was always blinged out. She was always jazzy. Like, it was all head to toe of a vibe that she presented to the world. And she was fabulous, you know. Everybody, the drag queens, you know, my drag queens friends would be like, oh my God, your mom is everything. She's fabulous. She's sassy. She makes people laugh. She's a diva. She's a queen. And then right there, like, she was a queen, you know. She was a queen in her own right. And she ruled everybody. Just by her presence, you know, she commanded attention when she walked into a room, you know, and I just respected that so much about her because she drew people in. It wasn't the other way around. You know, she walks in, you want to get to know her, you know what I mean? And that's straight, like, boss beep, you know, to me, like, that's amazing. One thing I can do to honor her memory is to continue on doing what I want to do in life. Continue stepping on people's necks. Continue pushing myself because I know I'm great, and she knew it. She knew all her daughters had greatness, and that's all she really wanted for everyone, was to see their potential, see their greatness, and strive for your dreams, because you know, life is too short. And don't sweat the small stuff. You know, she was really good at not sweating the small stuff, because me, on the other hand, I sweated it all. And she was like, you gotta chill. But you know, I was extremely protective over her. You know what I mean? I just didn't feel like anybody, any men, anyone who came too close to my mom, I would be like, what are you doing? Like, step back. I was very jealous in that way because I just wanted her to myself. She made me feel comfortable with just keeping it 100 and living unapologetically, you know, live with no regrets. Pet name that she had for me was Moopsie. I don't even understand what that means, honestly. I don't even like talking about it, but that's the name. That it was Moops. What is Moops? I don't understand. So that was her nickname. Is there a particular lesson learned from my mom? Yes. She has always taught me to hustle. Like, anything you do, be the best at it. Like, don't ever half-ass anything. If you're gonna do it right. Make that money. Don't take no for an answer. Just go get it. Do it all. Her whole thing was just do it all. She would say, you know, you have no kids, you're not married, but I do have a kid and I am married now. But back then she was like, get it out of your system, go live, go make that money. You know, always have something on the side that's bringing you in income. And that's one thing that always stuck with me, is being able to hustle, especially when I was in New York. Like that was a lot. That was a well-learned lesson. What do I think Mom valued most in life? I would say she was a family woman. She was very family oriented. She loved her daughters. She loved her son. She loved Ronald. Like, we were child delivered to Ronald, I swear. But he was a baby boy and her only boy. You know what I mean? And she just loved her parents. She loved everybody. She loved hanging out with her family. She loved hanging with Auntie Nina. She loved hanging with Uncle June. You know what I mean? Like, she loved it. That's one thing I just say. And she loved her grandchildren, man. Like, what words would you use to describe Mom's character? I would use the words queen, because she was a queen. Crazy, beautiful, sophisticated, intelligent, powerful. She was a powerful woman. And she was a good mother. One thing I want to say and put it out to the universe to let her know, because I know she's around here listening, you know, I can feel her energy, is that I will continue to make her proud. I will be a great mother. I will continue to be over the top, because that's what she taught me. So I will continue not to settle, and I will keep her energy alive through, you know, doing things like this, making films and being over the top. Look at my headpiece right there. You know, it's whatever makes you feel good inside to do. I know she's watching, you know, and I know she wouldn't want us to fold, you know, and I feel like if there's any time to honor her with whatever you want to do, would be now. But, you know, we're so creative enough. I want to finish her creative projects that she had started off wanting to do, but never got around to it. So how I will honor her is taking her dreams, which were my dreams, and we're very similar in that way, is following through and creating something great. I feel like that's what she would want, you know, so look out. It's coming to a theater near you. Just want to say that I love my mom. Lord knows I loved her. And I would have done anything to protect her, because I felt like that was my job, to protect her. I just want to instill this type of passion that she has given me to my own child. My mom was very passionate. She was very passionate about everything that she did, and she wanted the world to know. So that I want to say, you know, that the situation sucks, and, you know, I am my mother's child. We will move forward as a unit to try to get through this together. And please don't disturb my peace. I just want to say, Mom, I love you, and I always will.
Hello, I'm Finian, or Fifi, that most family know me as. I'm the third of Barbara's children. I also have one son named Bean, or Theophilus, which is my mother's best friend. I am chopped liver when his grandmother was around. To describe Mom's personality, fun, bubbly, over the top, too much, mostly good, mostly in a good way. I would say one of the best memories that I have of my mother is us when we dance and listen to music. I remember the camping trip. She would make us all get up and dance. One of the particular songs was Step in the Name of Love. We did that a million times. Joe Jackson much? But I loved every moment of it. One lesson that I learned from my mother is to have no regrets. She was a woman who lived her life how she wanted to live her life, regardless of what anyone else thought or said. She did what she wanted to do up to the very end. Her name that she had for me, everyone called me Fifi, but she called me Fifus. I don't know where she got it from, but she called me Fifus. And any and everything that she did with style, with pizzazz, and didn't care who or what or anything, anyone said anything about it. She just lived her life how she wanted to live her life. And I love that about her. She was so brave, the bravest person I know. One thing I'm so glad that I've done with my mother, with our mother, is that the last time I saw Mom, the very last thing I said to her is that I loved her. I didn't know that was going to be my last time I was going to say that, but I'm glad I did. Life is crazy. And you have to cherish those moments. You do, because you never know when it's going to be your last. Mom will always be a part of me, be a part of all of us. She just had that energy, that spirit about her. And I now know that I have to live my life with no regrets, just how she would have wanted it. I love you, Mom.
Hi, my name is Barbara Jean, also known as Joy Burnett. So a lot of people don't know that I'm actually Mom's for real Junior. I have her middle name, Jean. So everybody thinks my name is Joy, but it's not. So secret's out, family. I am 30 years old. I currently have 2 children, 1 bonus son, Josiah, he's 11, and baby Joy, which is her name is Braylon Joy Burnett, and she's 1 year old currently right now. And I'm my mother's 6th child. I'm number 6. The reason why, as she told me, I'm her junior is because her birthday is on November the 7th, and I'm November the 8th. One of the best moments about my mom that I think about is us riding in the car together. I don't know where we were at. I know we're in San Francisco, but I don't know where we're headed. And we were listening to, I think, the Snoop Dogg song, get the loot or something like that, but I just remember me and her vibing, and it was like a really good time. Or on Fridays when she used to come home from work, when she used to live in San Francisco, and every Friday she would get her bottle of wine, turn on that stereo of hers, and she would dance up until the night, and we would get it around, and Tanera would get us all off the couch watching TV, and we would have to dance. Sort of like an assembly line. We joke about it now, but we were like Jackson 5, heard of that? We were Barbara's 8, so we would all have to perform in some sort of way. But when I think about my mom, I think about music and dancing and having a good time, and always cracking jokes, even when, you know, it was real stiff in the air. You know, she would always lighting it up with a nice joke and smile to make people laugh. So, not to get emotional on camera, but I just really miss her. I just do. She's a big personality. Big. She just never met a stranger anywhere she went. Everybody loved her. Initially, when you seen her and you spoke to her, she made you feel good about yourself. She didn't matter where you came from or what your situation was. She would always talk about the good part, talk about the good part, talk about the good part, up until it annoyed me. The best words to describe my mom's character is funny. I thought she was funny. Even when I would be fussing at her, the performance that she would put on to kind of derail the real issue, I couldn't help but to laugh sometimes and just kind of like giggle, like, Mom, but you know what I'm talking about, like, you're not, this was not okay what you did, Mom. You know, and she'll be like, what? You know, just all these different expressions. Even when I would talk to her about to my friends and kind of like vent, they would be like, but did she really do that? I'm like, yes. So it was hard to stay, you know, in a funky place with my mom, because she would just kind of like pull it out of you. I'm gonna miss her smile. I miss her smile. That crooked smile that she would always have with that chipped tooth. Is just gonna be missed, you know. And what I could say is just, you know, cherish people, cherish the moments that you have with them, because there truly might be, you know, their last or your last. So just cherish every moment. Words can't express it. I'm gonna go and see this and say, I should have said this and I should have said that, but I can't even express it. I'm just extremely hurt, and I have a hole in my heart that will never be filled into, you know, the new system sometime. But I love my mother, and you know, and that's all I gotta say.
Hi, I am Barbara's youngest daughter, number 7 out of 8. And how I would describe Mom is that I would describe her as somebody who is very personable. She can relate to people on so many levels, and she made people feel like they were wanted, like they had, I don't know, like they was really like wanted by her. And she was very funny. She was a good time. She can always make you laugh. It was never a dull moment in life with her, and I felt like that was her main thing, is to live life to the fullest, and that's one of the things she did. My favorite memory of Mom would have to be her making me feel wanted as well, because I was raised in Mississippi, so like when I would come down here on summers, winters, or just to visit, she would always make me feel like I'm I'm hers. Like, she'll never let me forget that I'm hers. And she would take me out. We would go shopping. I would love that she made the day about me. And she made me feel special as one of her youngest daughters. Like, that is the best memory I have of her. Like, it's just her making me feel special, never like out of the loop at everything. Like, she made me feel like I belong to her, and I definitely felt that with her as well too. She didn't really have a pet name for me. Everybody really called me like Cece or whatever, but she'll call me Cece or whatever. That's her pet name that she had for me. A lesson that I learned from Mom is that forgiveness too, and also kind of like letting things go. That can be one of the lessons I learned too. I mean, like, nobody's perfect. Nobody ever is perfect, but like, her forgiveness for others and always giving people a second chance is something I take away from that too as well. Like, that's one of the big things about me, is that it's hard for letting things go. And I feel like for her, like, when she let things go, she genuinely let it go. Like, that was the end, that was the story, like, never brought back up again. And what I think she most valued in life was family. I think she really valued family the most, and her girls, her siblings, her parents. That was her number one thing that she valued. People around her, people that loved her, you know, like her, even just, I wouldn't say friends, just like people that put a smile on her face, or she put a smile on their face. She just valued people in general. And words I would use to describe her character is very funny. That puts it down. Never a dull person. Like, always a time of my life like that. She was always amazing. Very, very funny. Sorry, y'all, I'm writing down. I got these notes here. Any funny stories that I had together, every time I was around Mom, it was funny. Whether if it was emotional time or just plain regular times, every time I was around Mom, it was funny. But I think the most funny part is when we would be in the garage, and I got one. The best memory I have of her is her and Uncle June in the garage laughing and dancing together. I have never seen Uncle June dance, and just him letting go and letting loose and then him dancing with Mom was probably one of the best memories that I have. Sorry, my accent's coming out. I'm trying to clip it back in. How will I honor Mom? I think I will honor her by being myself and sticking to myself. Mom knew who I was as a person, I can say, and she knew what I was about, because I remember her telling me, not the loud like characteristic, but like I remember her telling me one time, just like, be yourself and just stick to yourself, you know, do what you do. Don't try to switch up for nobody. Just continue on being yourself. And that's something that I will honor to do, because I remember her telling me that. And that's something that stuck with me too. There's a lot of things I wish I could have said. Nobody knows the day or an hour. But I just wish Mom would have known that, like, she had an effect on me. You know, I don't want to start crying, because I just didn't like it. But she had an effect on me. And I want her to know how much an effect she did have on me, whether it's making me feel special, you know, making me feel wanted, loved, and just reminding me that I am hers. Like, I wish I got to tell her that, because that right there is something dear to my heart, and I want her to know that, like, I really did love her, and I will never forget her. Like, I have a piece of her, and she definitely has a piece of me. My heart is with her. I wanted her to know that. I was getting the courage to tell her that, but I think deep down, I think she knows. And hopefully she knew that I knew too. That's something I really wish I could have told her. But Mom was great. Mom was funny. Mom will be missed tremendously. And something that we got to do is just keep on moving, keep on pushing forward. Forgiveness is one thing, and continuing to be ourselves is another. And remember that family is family. We can't help who we're related to. You know, we disagree on things. Okay, disagree on that and keep. That's more like grandma saying it, but she's grandma kid, so family is family, you know. And that's it.
Hi, my name is Renee. I am Barbara Norse's first grandchild, her first granddaughter. I'm gonna miss my grandma a lot. One of the things that we used to do together was watch TV in her bed. One time we used to watch a lot of American Ninja Warrior when I was over. We used to just talk. I love the way that my grandma really did help. I really love the way that my grandma upheld and tried to uplift others in her community. That is one thing I will always strive to do. Build up and uplift people. Build up my community and uplift the people inside of it. I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah, okay. I was asked to say something about my sister Barbara. I love her. I miss her. It's hard for me to still talk about it, but I just want everybody to know that's listening that she was a great person most of the time. Everybody know Barbara, so, she wasn't perfect, or who is. So, main thing I want to say is I'm really gonna miss my sister, and I love her, and I love her kids and the rest of the family. And we're trying to get through this as best we can. So, enjoy her life.
Hello, my name is Nina Turnipseed, Barbara's little sister. We're gonna miss her dearly. I'm gonna miss her so much. So much. It's heartbreaking for me. When we was kids, I used to follow her everywhere she went. She used to be like, Nina, get away from me. I'd be like, nope, I'm going. And then watching everything she did and telling everything she did. I bribed them to tell them, oh, listen, I want some ham and cheese sandwich, and I won't tell Mama when she get home. As soon as Mama came in the door, I started busting up crying, going, Mama, Mama. They used to be like, oh, I'm gonna get you. But me and my sister was really close, and we talked every day, and she's gonna be dearly missed. And I'm gonna so much miss her. But I'm taking it one day at a time. And I love her so much. And thank y'all for listening. Bye-bye.
Greetings. I'm Cassie Sade Turnipseed, and I'm Barbara's sister. And I really had to take a moment and reflect on my relationship, my love, my baby. So I wrote a piece, and that's just what I want to share today with all of you. And it deals with our history. It deals with a lot that I was trying to reconcile and explain and understand about my sister and what happened. And so this is a tribute to Barbara Jean Turnipseed Norris Lister, the one, the only Barbara Jean Turnipseed. So I'm going to read what I've just written, and so this is the first time I'm reading it, so bear with me. Now that the shock and horror of your passing has subsided a little bit, the pain lingers on. I never imagined death in association with the name Barbara Jean Turnipseed Norris Lister. You are the lively one, always so over the top, full of life, filled with love, and readily embracing joy for living. You, my dear, were fully loved. Always have, and always will be. But sometime I wondered if you knew how deeply loved you were and will always be. You accused me once of abandonment. I told you you better take good notes. And I think you did just that. Because you, two-time Mrs. Barbara Jean Turnipseed Norris Lister, lived large and yes, over the frickin' top to become someone really very special. And your friends think so too. By opening up your home to all in need in all times, and you giving your last dollar, period. We saw that in your advocacy work in San Francisco, bridging the gap by assisting former inmates and transitional people into today's society, providing them with life skills and their basic essentials. From the tip of your weave to the bottom of your crusty feet, and the lashes were always on fleet. My little sister Barbara Jean Turnipseed Norris Lister reflected a different kind of light onto the world. She was a different kind of girl. What made Barbara Jean Turnipseed Norris Lister so unique was her unrelenting spirit to do what the hell she wanted to do when she wanted to do it. And if you didn't like it, that's your problem, not hers. One of the most memorable images that flashes through my heart is the sweet, innocent baby joy smile that she had as a child. When posing for a picture that featured me, Ronald, Barbara, and June as an infant child, I continue to see that smile shine so bright until Ron died. Ronald Turnipseed Sr., our brother, we adored until his death in 1974. We all began to live as tortured souls. Barbara's smiles changed, and something inside of her, me, and the rest of the family began to ache, a debilitating pain. And over the years, she began to soothe that ache and became the mother of 8, just like our mother. But Barbara had 7 girls straight, and finally a baby boy that she named Ronald. She didn't stop, she couldn't stop, until she had her Ronald. Richard Norris, husband number 1, had passed away and took another little piece of her broken heart. Then Daddy died in 2014. Our sister Georgia passed 2 years later in 2016, and Oliver Lister, her second husband, passed in 2018. Then there was Shelley's death in 2020. It seemed like it was every 2 years, but this last one was the blow that devastated my sister. She never recovered, and neither did we. Damn, this is hard. I'm gonna miss my little sister, Barbara Jean Termsey Norris Lister. And I'm just not prepared to live this life without your baby Joy smile. It's just so hard to say goodbye because you really gave our family 8 beautiful children, and we ain't giving them back. Please know we will always love you, your children, and your grandchildren too. And I promise I will not abandon them. Never. It's my love. Thank you for listening.
I would like to thank my grandparents for the sacrifices they have made within their lives to raise a set of children so we can be all together. And I would like to thank my aunts and uncles who contributed to the growth of each and every one of us. Thank you. We love you very much.